On July 2, 2021, in a parking garage at Toronto City Hall, a tragic incident occurred involving Umar Zameer, who was driving a vehicle, and Detective Constable Jeffrey Northrup, a plainclothes police officer. The situation unfolded shortly after midnight when Northrup and his partner, also in plain clothes, were investigating a separate stabbing incident within the same vicinity. Zameer, along with his pregnant wife and young child, was preparing to leave after attending Canada Day celebrations downtown. The encounter turned fatal when Zameer, mistaking the approaching officers for criminals due to their plainclothes appearance, attempted to drive away swiftly. In the process, he accidentally struck Northrup. This action led to Northrup's death. Following this incident, Umar Zameer was charged with first-degree murder. The central questions in the case revolved around Zameer's intentions and his awareness of the officers' identities at the time of the accident. His defense argued that he had no knowledge that Northrup and his partner were police officers and believed he was protecting his family from what he perceived as an imminent threat. During the trial, several loopholes and contentious points emerged that influenced the jury's decision. First and the foremost was the identification as police officers. There was significant debate over whether Northrup and his partner adequately identified themselves as police officers before approaching Zameer's vehicle. Zameer claimed they did not, which contributed to his perception of threat. During her testimony, the wife of Umar Zameer, Ida Sheikh, described the fear and the confusion during the family's encounter with plainclothes police officers. According to her, when Constable Jeffrey Northrup and Constable Lisa Forbes approached their vehicle, she did not initially believe they were police officers, noting their disheveled appearance and unusual behavior. Forbes seemed to be sweating and struggling to display what appeared to be a police badge, which she suspected was fake. She described a scene where the officers were banging on the car windows and shouting, causing her to fear for her family's safety, believing they were being attacked by criminals. In response, Zameer drove the car away in panic, feeling a bump which they later realized was them driving over something significant. It was only after the encounter escalated further with the appearance of another man pointing a gun at her window that she recognized they were actually police officers when one of them donned a vest marked police. This testimony highlighted the intense and confusing moments leading to the tragic accident, with Sheikh emphasizing that she and her husband did not understand the situation until it was too late. The eyewitnesses' testimonies of the police officers at the scene were also contradicted by video evidence presented during the trial. This footage did not support the initial claims that Northrup was standing invisible to Zameer before being hit. Instead, expert analysis suggested he was likely already on the ground. Throughout the trial, the prosecution's narrative regarding the specifics of how Northrup was hit changed multiple times, which have affected their credibility. The judge openly questioned the prosecution's fluctuating accounts, which seemed to lack consistency with the evidence presented. Both the defense and the prosecution presented crash reconstruction experts whose testimony agreed that Northrup was sideswiped and knocked to the ground as Zameer was reversing his vehicle, rather than being struck while standing. These factors led to significant doubts about the prosecution's ability to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that Zameer intended to kill, or knew he was committing an act that could lead to death. Consequently, the jury found Zameer not guilty of all charges, concluding that the incident, while tragic, was not a result of criminal intent but rather a catastrophic accident exacerbated by misidentification and confusion.